I literally hate doing them videos. Like, it's so hard to organize my thoughts and talk for like 10 minutes at a time. What's up, you guys, and welcome to today's video. This is the first video I'm filming with my ring light, so let me know if it looks a little bit odd to you guys. I feel like it looks like the lighting looks all right. My face looks a little shiny, which I'm not entirely used to, and the lighting's also adjusting a lot. But anyway, I wanted to jump right into this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so if you wanna. If you hit the little notification bell, you'll be notified every single time I upload videos. You'll get like a notification to your email and your phone and all that jazz so you don't miss any videos. And then of course, if you like this one, give it a thumbs up. I know that I've already done a video kind of similar to this last year, which was like how to stay on track through the holiday season, but a couple of things have changed for me this year. Number one, I'm not a brand new YouTuber, so I'm a lot less freaking awkward on camera. Number two, I dieted this year really for the first time in my life, seriously, so I really feel like I have a different mindset and can come from a different place. And I had a third reason, but I'm a space case, so of course I forget it. So let's jump right into it. And my first tip is kind of vague, but it's one for me that is super helpful, which is stop overthinking it. Stop overthinking the holidays. Don't make it this big. Like, obviously the holidays are a wonderful time and they're great and they're fun and they're extraordinary. So don't make it about the food. Don't obsess about the food. Don't stress about it more than you should. The chances are during the rest of the year, there's that kind of food around you all the time, and you do a great job at choosing a healthy lifestyle then. So, you know, just because there's like red and green sprinkles on a cookie, don't let it fool you like, oh, it's a holiday, I gotta have this holiday cookie. But with that said, it's just the holidays and it's memories and it's fun, and no one's seeing you in a bikini anytime soon. I mean, if they are, then good for you, go on vacation. But don't make it that serious. So there's the side of me that's like, don't stress about it, make the healthy choices that you always make. And then there's the side of me that says, look, don't make it a big deal. If you have a cookie, who cares? Like, don't stress about it. Eating one salad's not gonna make you health, like hashtag health or healthy, whatever. Just like eating one cookie is not going to ruin all of your progress. You know, try to live the holiday season like you would live any other day of your life, just spent with those around you. Number two, I mentioned this last year in my video, which was not to macro hoard. I actually don't remember if I said to macro hoard or to not macro hoard, but for me personally, I do not macro hoard. I find that to be a lot more successful. I didn't have a whole lot of experience last year really dealing with that, but I had tried to like macro hoard for things and then save all my calories for like later on. I would eat like freaking egg whites and like protein shakes and whatever in the morning, and then at night have dinner, like Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, whatever, and end up going so overboard because by that point I was starving, and you just feel like you want to eat the whole world at that point when you haven't really fed your body all day. So I don't really do that, and I just don't suggest it. I really suggest following your macros or whatever you would normally do on any other day of the year. Eat breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, whatever, all your healthy food, and then that way when dinner rolls around, you're not as likely to just go absolutely bonkers. And while there's nothing wrong with overeating on one day, you're probably going to feel super uncomfortable. And I know for me personally, I can push through that. I can like feel uncomfortable for a day and it's not a big deal, but just as people who are like new to their fitness journey or whatever, it would just be my advice, if you don't want to feel uncomfortable and you don't really know how to cope with that feeling, would be to try to avoid it by not overeating. So yeah, that would be my second tip, is not to macro hoard whatsoever. Okay, my third tip is don't you freaking dare step on the scale the next day. Don't do it. Like, it's not fun, it's not LOL, see how much weight I gained in one meal. Like, just don't do that to yourself. Like, I will never understand when people eat like crap and then jump on the scale the next day just to see, like, maybe, like, by some freaking miraculous miracle, it says I'm 10 pounds lighter. Like, it's not gonna say that. Just give it up. Like, just don't do that. I also don't, if I have, like, some big crazy meal or, like, even a week of holiday treats, I'm not stepping on the scale for at least, like, probably a good 3 weeks. So for me, if I have a day where I go a little overboard, I usually don't step on the scale for like 3 days. If I were to be off my plan or off track or whatever for like a week, I would honestly give it a good 3 weeks before I felt comfortable even stepping on the scale, because your body is going to be holding on to water. You're not in your normal routine, so the scale isn't going to say what it normally does. So yeah, don't step on the freaking scale. Don't do it. Okay, my fourth tip would be, and Bruiser just came up to me, so I feel like he's about to knock the camera over. Don't do it, don't do it. My fourth tip would be to make sure you're drinking enough water. A lot of us are traveling during the holidays. We're driving long distances. Can you stop, sir? Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? I love you. A lot of us are traveling long distances, whether that's flying or driving or whatever it is. So you're probably not drinking a whole lot of water because you don't want to have to make a lot of stops. You don't want to have to ask the person next to you to move on the airplane. But get over that stuff and keep drinking your normal intake, because the minute that you don't drink as much water, say I'm used to drinking 100 ounces of water, and then one day I decide I'm just gonna drink 40 ounces of water. Well, that night my body is going to retain all of that water because it thinks that I'm never going to give it any again, and you are going to be heavier on the scale the next day. You're probably just gonna feel super watery, a little bloated, all that stuff. Plus, drinking water is obviously going to fill up your stomach, and your body is not going to be confused like, am I hungry, am I thirsty? If you're getting in the same amount of water, you're not going to feel hungrier than you normally would. If you're drinking less water, then you're probably going to be tempted to eat a little more because your stomach wants to be as full as it normally is when you're drinking that normal intake of water. Okay, tip number 5, and for me, this is one of the biggest ones, just because it's something that I see a lot of people, including myself, fall into, which is the, like, I'll start Monday, I'll start in the new year type of mentality. So a lot of people tend to go really hard from Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's because they know they're gonna start whatever it is, their new plan or whatever on, God, I have horrible posture. Like, am I just sitting like this recording the video? But I feel like if I sit up, I'll be out of the frame. I'm so entertaining. But I feel like a lot of people wait until January 1st, or they have it in their mind like, oh, I'm gonna start January 1st. I might as well try to eat like all of the food before then because I can't have it then. And number one, you can still have delicious food even if you're like dieting or losing weight or whatever. If you're following a flexible dieting lifestyle, like myself, I eat Reese's Cups and Oreos and cookies and all that stuff whenever I want to. I just make it fit the rest of my macros. You know, I hit my micronutrients as well, my fruits and vegetables. But you know, allowing yourself a treat every day is not the end of the world. But regardless, kind of back onto what I was saying about the whole January 1st thing, like, it's just not the best mentality to have. Just try to treat January 1st like it's just any other day of the year. Like, it's not some special, I'm gonna eat everything before then because it all gets serious on January 1st. I'm not a huge fan of that mentality. But those are my 5 tips. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys and gave you a little bit of a different perspective. I started to watch, God, who did a video like this recently? I want to say it was like maybe Whitney Simmons. She's really the only person that's like fitnessy that does a lot of sit down videos. But I closed out of it because I didn't want to be like, my perception to be skewed by what other people would do. I really tried to come up with stuff like off the top of my head, stuff that's honestly helpful for me based on someone who dieted this year. Last year, like I said, I didn't have the experience of dieting, and so last year I didn't really have that experience of what it was like to have like a dieter's mentality because I had never really dieted before or never really had to like worry about mentally resisting food. I just always had a great relationship with food, but I will not lie that competing this year kinda, sorta, not really anymore, but you know, temporarily had my mind food fixated. And when you diet, that's just kind of how your brain tends to be very food focused because it wants food, it wants to live, doesn't want you to starve it, so of course you're gonna be a little food focused. So for those of you who are dieting right now, hopefully these tips are helpful for you, or maybe you just started your fitness journey or you're thinking about starting it, so hopefully this video helped you. If you have tips you'd like to share with other people, things that you've found to be successful or not successful, share those in the comments below. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.